Hello and welcome to another installment of Hot FUNC. I'm your host Charlie, and today we have Muneeba on our show. Thanks for joining us, Muneeba. This is the show with hot questions and even hotter foods. So we will be interviewing Muneeba with some questions about her campus involvements. The reason she's on the show is because she was nominated by our past contestant, Josh Butler. So thanks for coming, and we'll get started.
I'm excited.
So you're the fourth campus religious leader we've had on this show. We had Anna Potash, who's in charge of CCM, and Josh Butler, who's in charge of BCM, and then Thomas Wade, who does the Fellowship for Christian Athletes.
Yep.
And we asked them the same question to start with, so I figured I'd ask you the same thing. A lot of students sort of lose their religion when they go to college, just because they're away from home, away from wherever it is that they've practiced religion in the past. But for you, it's clearly remained a part of what you do here on Furman's campus. How have you managed to sort of keep that faith in your life and maintain it as like a part of what you do every day? And you can snag a bite of that before you give me the answer.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, not too crazy yet. Okay. I would definitely say that college does definitely have its tempting moments where you are like, why not just take the risk? Like, you know, God is forgiving. Like, eventually He will forgive us if we do mistakes, because, you know, that's just what God does. But, like, if you know it's wrong, you know it's wrong. Like, you shouldn't do it. So, like, I've held a pretty good, like, core beliefs with me. Like, when I walked into college, I was like, you know, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this. And I made it very clear, and I made it through the 4 years. It is hard. Like, my parents aren't here to lecture me. I don't have a frequent mosque I go to. So it hasn't been easy, but I do try to remain strictly to my core beliefs. I have grown since that. I've learned different things. And it's been a good journey. I can't say it's been all bad, but yeah, it's been good and bad.
So, I know that since you represent is it the Muslim Student Alliance?
Association.
Muslim Student Association here on campus. And definitely Islam is one of the minority religious groups in this part of the world and on Furman's campus.
Yeah.
So what has been sort of, you know, I feel like you shoulder a burden of representing Muslim students at Furman and in this part of the world in general. So what's the thing you've been proudest of that your organization or the general religious community at Furman has done during your time here?
Okay. Go for it.
Go for it.
Okay. All right. I think sophomore year was definitely my proudest moment for MSA. I just became president. I don't think they ever had a sophomore president. And so when I was rooting for all these different events to take place on campus that we haven't done before, I had people come up to me after CLPs and after different events and say, hey, like, we didn't even know there was an MSA on campus. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, we did that. Like, I was the head of this and we did that. And so I was pretty proud that I had a team that came together and helped me out, because I was completely new as a sophomore to being president or a head of any organization. At the same time, I was president for Interfaith. And so it was just two different clubs, two different outlooks onto life that I was balancing out, and so I think that was my proudest year as MSA president.
This next question is about sort of another realm of your involvement on Furman's campus. I know that you're very active in the SDC, and whether that's through the NAACP or the SLBC or any number of other Furman acronyms that we're all familiar with. And I feel like a lot of these organizations have really taken off in the last several years. I remember them not being as much of a presence when I first set foot on this campus, and
for sure.
In recent times they've really become a dominant force for good on Furman's campus. So my question is, do you think that without the global Black Lives Matter movement, the same movement would have begun to happen here at Furman? Or do you think they sort of work together and one happened because of the other? Or do you think that this was something that was sort of inevitable with you and with other people on campus sort of taking over the reins for a lot of those kinds of organizations?
Alrighty.
And this is Wuju sauce, I think, is the third one.
I agree with you. When I first stepped foot on campus, I didn't know any of the acronyms like you didn't. SDC, NAACP, well, obviously NAACP, but SLBC, like all these different acronyms. I do think that if the Black Lives Matter movement didn't take place as it did like last year, it wouldn't have been as big as an impact as it did now. Like as our years continued on throughout our 4 years, it just increased the movement, the word of it, like it just continually increased throughout our time here. And so I don't think without the Black Lives Matter movement it wouldn't have reached to the point that it did now, but with different voices about treatment of minorities, treatment of blacks, I don't think it would have been as impactful as it did with the Black Lives Matter movement.
So this is our fourth question, and this sauce is called Pain is Good.
Okay.
It's the first sort of pain-related name, but that'll be a commonality between the next few sauces.
Okay.
So for me, this question is sort of the same as the second question I asked, but for the SDC as opposed to the religious council aspect of your involvement at Furman. What for you is sort of the thing that you're proudest of, either that you individually have worked towards at Furman in sort of the SDC community, or that just the community as a whole has achieved in the last few years?
Okay. You'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna curse on camera. Anyways. I definitely think SDC has used the past 4 years. Oh God, it's now kicking in. They used the past 4 years to definitely make a name of itself and like make sure it was on campus. Like people know about it. It's one of the biggest organizations on campus. And so to know that, you know, NAACP has been a part of many historic moments like the Joseph Vaughn Day, SLBC, FUISA, there's OLA, there's all these different groups that have achieved different things in their own way that has been memorable for them. But for me, I think definitely me being secretary for SDC has been memorable for me. I've made a lot of friends. We all connected on the same level. We all had the same path and the same goal for Furman and for SDC as a whole. So I think that was pretty cool.
What is one thing for underclassmen students, so freshmen and sophomores, that you think has to be on their Furman bucket list? And then what's one thing that's on your Furman bucket list that you haven't done yet, but you want to do before you leave?
Well, for me...
And I'll have you take a bite of that
dang
real
it.
quick first. Sorry.
I forgot. Okay, I'm stable. Okay. For me, it's definitely to get this degree and get out of here. We haven't achieved that, neither one of us yet. But you said a couple of years. I'm not planning on staying here a couple of years. The most they're going to get out of me is an extra semester, if anything. But definitely Furman bucket list for freshman or sophomore. Definitely visit the bell tower. You haven't done that. Definitely visit the bell tower. Just take a walk around campus. Most people haven't done that. I don't know if they're scared to go on the other side of the lake, or what the case is. Explore it completely. Like you'll find like shortcuts and different paths to get to, you know, your destination. I think what else is on my bucket list was to jump in the water fountain, but that might not happen due to COVID. What else? I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah.
Alright, so this is the second to last sauce.
Okay.
And also the second to last question.
Okay.
This sauce is Da Bomb Beyond Insanity.
Okay. Definitely the names for me, Charlie. That's what's getting me.
They've got colorful names to be sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, you've hosted Funk's Daily News and Analysis show, I think 3 or 4 times in the past. And I just wanted to, you know, check in and see what kind of a profound impact that has had on your life and on your Furman experience, because I'm sure it has.
It definitely has. I'm not going to say it hasn't. It has. I got to host it with Mitchell out of everybody. It was like Mitchell and Muneeba Mondays or something stupid we had made up. I didn't take this bite.
Go ahead, take it. Then
Oh
you can
my
start
god,
over.
I hope you can cut this out. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay. Yes, the Funk news channel has impacted my 4 years. The 3-4 times I did do it, me and Mitchell Jensen, we had Mitchell and Muneeba Mondays or something crazy like that. It impacted me because I hate speaking like through video like now, and it has helped me. I know there's a video out there somewhere of me doing something for Furman through video. There's proof, so that has definitely helped me. But yeah, I think that has impacted me.
And
Take this
maybe
away, please. Give me something to drink. I can't do this. No, I'm a power through. I'm a power through.
So you're almost there. Last question, last sauce. This is Blair's Mega Death Sauce with Liquid Rage.
So
is
you're
the name of
literally
this
trying to kill me right now. That's what I'm hearing from you. I don't think Josh had it this bad.
So for our last question, this is one that we end all of our shows on.
Mhm.
So after you've made it through our gauntlet of spices, you take this opportunity to put out a plug for whatever it is you're doing or the organizations that you're helping out or doing. And then if you could challenge 2 or 3 other people that you would like to see come on the show and take the heat next.
Okay, bet. Anyways, Interfaith is having weekly or bi-weekly dinners. It could be by Zoom. I think it's by Zoom. It's every Thursday. So 1 week it's dinner, 1 week it's like regular meeting time. Same time. You could obviously eat through the meeting. MSA as of now has not been as active as they were last year due to COVID, and we're also so limited. SDC has Black History Month, so be sure to support their events. And the 3 people I would challenge: Mitchell Jensen, Tatiana Watts, and oh god, this gotta be good. Who? Alicia Patton. Those 3.
Awesome. Well, you have made it through.
I made it through.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And we will see the rest of you guys next time on Hot Funk. Well done.
I hate you. You know what? I'm gonna try the chicken.